best friend.
Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. I am your host Shonda, and today we are going to be going over a couple of the eBay seller updates for 2021. How have you guys been doing? I hope all is well where you are. So basically, there's a whole stream of seller updates. So I just wanted to go over a couple because I don't want to keep you too long in this video. So my main concerns were like the cancel function and then partial refunds. So in order to find that, what you can do is, well, first of all, I'm going to have a sip of my Calvita sparkling probiotic drink. You can find these anywhere, CVS, your local grocery store. They're really good. They have live probiotics. It's all natural. It has like a fizzy taste. I don't drink too many sodas or anything like that. So I usually get these or like a sparkling water. But they're really good. This one in particular is mango coconut. And I love mango and coconut as well. So that's what I'm drinking today. Um, My voice has been getting a little dry or something here and there, so I'll probably be sipping on it throughout the video. But back to the eBay seller update. So I'm going to talk to you about the new cancel function, as you can see here on the screen, for unpaid items. So what they are saying now, let's go back to, right now, because this is going to take place April 2021. So basically, if somebody hasn't paid for their items, what happens is eBay reminds them as soon as, they make a purchase, or that if it's on auction, as soon as the auction has ended and they win the auction. So in which they have after that 2 days to pay. So, like after the first day or so, I'll usually remind my buyer again because they probably didn't check their emails or something. I don't know. Anything could happen. So, after the second day, they have 2 days to pay. So, after the second day, if they haven't paid, then that's when you can step in and you could do the unpaid item, file a case for the unpaid item. Now, if you file the case for the unpaid item, you could either have that set up automatically or you can do it manually yourself. All right? So once you file that, so it has to be 2 days after. So if you're doing it yourself, it has to be at least 2 days after. If you try to do it before, it's just going to alert you and it won't go through, you know. So after the 2 days, you will know it's 2 days after because the process will take it'll go through. So once you do that, after the 2 days, then they have like another 4 days in which to pay, or, I don't know, state their case of why they're not paying, or, whatever. So usually after that 4 days, a lot of times if I get buyers that don't pay and then the unpaid file a case goes through, they don't say anything. I guess they just let it go through. So But I think once you hit that button to process the unpaid item case, that I don't think there's any stopping it. Even though if they say, why they can't pay or whatever, I don't know if you can go in and just go ahead and cancel it. I guess you could. I'm not sure. If you know, let me know in the comments below. But usually I never get any type of response and it just goes all the way through. And then after that, after the 4 days, um, I'll get my final feedback, the final value feedback, which you pay to list the item. And then, sorry, I guess the seller would get the strike against their account where, they don't they are prime suspect for not paying. I don't know how many they get before they're kicked off. I don't know. So that's what's happening right now. So in this new seller update, starting April 2021, they're going to introduce it. So basically the buyer is going to have like 5 calendar days, which it says here, if a buyer hasn't paid after 5 calendar days, you can cancel the transaction. So I'm just wondering, does that include I guess that includes the first 2 days, and then 3 more days you can automatically cancel it. That's what I'm thinking because it just says 5 calendar days. So you will be able to choose to have eBay automatically relist the item when you cancel the um, transaction. So they'll automatically relist it, or you can relist it yourself. Usually mine is automatically relisted, and I think they actually tell you that when you go ahead and close the case, or it may be an option, but I always choose to relist the item. So, and then it says you'll be able to set up automatic cancellations for non-payment and your preferences for items awaiting payment. So this is just basically saying that after those 5 days, it's automatically going to cancel it for you. So you don't have to go in manually and do it. So you can set that up after April, starting April. And then if you cancel an order because the buyer hasn't paid, we'll block that buyer's ability to leave feedback. And if they've already left feedback, we'll remove it. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. So that's their quicker, more streamlined way to handle unpaid items, which to me is only kind of like one less day that you have, but I'm thinking it should be 2 days because you should know in your mind like if you want the item or not, because that just kind of like hinders us from going ahead and relisting that. You're just wasting our time, because a lot of times I'm like, I had other buyers that wanted to buy that as well, especially if it was an auction. So like, don't waste my time after 2 days if you don't know if, because you have an agreement when you're going through buying these items. You have an agreement that you're gonna, in this binding, that you're gonna purchase these items, and then all of a sudden you don't want it anymore. So just give me 2 days. That's what I'm saying. Like, this streamlined process is one less day. That doesn't do it for me. I need, like, you need 2 days to figure out if you want it or not, or let's just move on. So, but that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is 5 days good for you? I feel like it's too long. I feel like 2 days, maybe 3 at the most. You should know if you want an item or not. Okay, so down here, how to use the new cancel function. So there's no action required from you to take advantage of the new function. If a buyer hasn't paid in 5 calendar days, they'll prompt you to cancel the transaction using the buyer hasn't paid reason in the seller hub or my eBay sold. Okay, so I guess you can actually use that if you don't use the automatic cancellation that's going to be in the preferences for items awaiting payment. Okay, and then it says if you attempt to file an unpaid item case in the resolution center after the update takes effect, you'll automatically be redirected to the seller hub to cancel the transaction directly using the buyer hasn't paid reason. Okay, so let's move on along to the that's gonna be the new cancel process. Another one I wanted to alert you guys about is the new partial refund option on the automatic accepted returns. So I kind of like this one because usually like right now the process is if they want to return it, they will go through the process to do an automatic return. There's no kind of like negotiating or whatever. Sometimes buyers will send you an email first and say, hey, I want the item, but it may have like a tear or rip or something like that in it, and they want to know if you can take some money off or refund a couple dollars. So I guess now they are doing they're going to put a button on where the automatic accepted returns so you can offer a partial refund. So this is going to be beginning spring 2021. I guess that's going to take effect in April as well. We're giving sellers whose payments are managed by eBay more flexibility to handle return requests, allowing you to offer partial payments on automatically returned items. All right, in most cases, when buyers open a return request in line with your return policies, we'll automatically accept the return. That won't change, but starting in the spring, you will have the option to offer a partial refund on these returns. So basically, you will see a new button in the returns flow titled refund options. So I'm interested to see how that button will look. Is it gonna just have like percentages or the amount of money or both? We'll have to wait and see because it doesn't really say here. But it says this will take you to a page where you can choose to offer partial refund or full refund. So note that once the buyer ships the item, you won't be able to offer a partial refund using the new refund button. Okay, so you have to do everything right before. So basically, so yeah, like I was saying, the buyers, they usually send you like an email if they want something, but I guess now they won't have to do that because you can go ahead and just I guess the buyer would be able to. I'm just wondering, would the buyer see this on their end? Excuse me. I'm just wondering, would the buyer see this on their end? Because it's saying when the partial refund option becomes available, you'll see a new button. So we'll just have to see how that works. But I mean, I kind of like it. It just, alleviates the steps where you're, emailing back and forth. So that could work. So once the buyer accepts your offer, the return request will close. You should not expect the item back if the buyer accepts a partial refund. Okay, so yeah, that's logical. So I'm thinking like the buyer doesn't see this button on their end. So once they send the reason why they want to return it, so say for instance, I have a shirt, but it doesn't fit. No, not that example, because you don't want to. So say like they say I really love it, but it has a button missing. Could you refund me a couple dollars or something like that? I would keep it if you refund me like $5. So I guess on our end as a seller, you would see that button. Depending on if they're going to have dollar amounts or percentages, you're going to select how much you want to give for that partial refund. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, so we'll have to wait and see for that scenario because it doesn't really give you any more information. So yes, you guys, just go ahead and read over the spring seller update because there's a lot of good changes in here, and you definitely want to keep abreast on what is happening, what is changing here with eBay. So you guys, if you have any comments about the two updates that I discussed today, be sure to list them in the comment section below and then we can discuss them. Also, if you want to see more questions and answers, you can go here where it says partial refund offers FAQs on the eBay page to get answers as well. But I'm more like a hands-on person, so I have to be in the process to be, to kind of figure out what is going on instead of reading things, because when I read things, it just like I'm thinking about a whole bunch of scenarios or different perspectives, like, what happened? What about this? What about that? What about, so I have to kind of like work my way through them and then get the answers and then just be like, okay. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video again today. And I hope you guys get a chance to go ahead and look through the eBay seller updates. Just take your time and read them through, because a lot of things are changing. So you want to make sure you're just keeping up with that. All right, you guys. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me again. My name is Shonda, and have a great day. Be safe. Bye.